The most expensive gift I ever bought cost $79, came in a cheerful green box, and asked for nothing but a little bit of spit. I bought 5 of them, stocking stuffers, a fun little family thing. By February, 2 marriages were over, and I was the only person out of the 4 of us who already knew why. My name is Dana, and I should tell you up front that I'm a CPA, because it explains almost everything about how this went. I believe in ledgers. I believe that numbers don't have moods, don't have explanations, and don't cry when you ask them questions. People lie constantly, mostly to themselves. Columns don't. When something doesn't reconcile, there is always a reason, and the reason is never that the universe made an accounting error. Last Christmas, I bought the DNA kits on a whim, the way you buy matching pajamas. 1 for me, 1 for my husband Cole, 1 for our daughter Ellie, who was 10 and deeply invested in whether she was part Viking, and 2 more for Bree and Owen, our closest friends, godparents to Ellie, the couple we did Friday dinners with for 15 years. Bree has been my best friend since college. Her son Nate, 8 years old, is the closest thing Ellie has to a little brother. Everyone spat in their tubes on Christmas afternoon. It was funny. Owen made a toast to finding out I'm secretly royalty. We mailed them the next week and forgot about them, which is what you're supposed to do. The results loaded on a Tuesday in late January, while I was doing exactly what you'd expect me to be doing, reviewing a client's quarterlies at the kitchen table. I opened Ellie's first because Viking question. 61% Scandinavian, as it turns out. She was going to be insufferable, and I couldn't wait to tell her. Then I saw the tab that says DNA relatives, and I clicked it, expecting cousins. The first entry wasn't a cousin. Close family, half-sibling, Nate. I want to walk you through the next 10 minutes honestly, because I've heard people describe moments like this as the floor dropping, and that isn't what happened to me. What happened is that I did what I do with any number that doesn't reconcile. I assumed an input error. Kits mislabeled, maybe Nate's tube got swapped with someone's. I checked the profiles. Each one registered to the right name, the right email. I checked the certainty rating. The site doesn't hedge on close family. The shared DNA between Ellie and Nate wasn't cousin range. It was half-sibling range, and the platform said so in plain type. Half-siblings share a parent. Ellie's parents are me and Cole. I am not Nate's mother. I was in the delivery room the day Nate was born, holding Bree's left leg. So I opened Cole's profile, the one I'd set up myself with the family email, and I looked at his relative matches, and there it was, first line, no hedging. Parent-child, Nate. Nate is 8. Cole and I have been married for 12 years. I sat at my kitchen table with my client's quarterlies still open in the other window, and I did the only math left to do. Nate's birthday is in June. I counted backward 9 months to a September. That September, Bree and I had rented a lake cabin for our birthdays, the way we did every year. And I remembered, the way you suddenly remember a receipt you filed 8 years ago that I'd left 2 days early for a client audit. Cole stayed the weekend. Bree stayed the weekend. Owen was at a conference. The number reconciled. That's the horror of it if you want the truth, not shock. Reconciliation. 8 years of tiny discrepancies I'd written off, the way Cole got strange and formal around Nate's birthdays, the college fund contribution to Nate that Cole insisted on and I found sweet, the way Bree once, wine-deep, started crying and told me I was a better friend than she deserved, and I'd comforted her. Every entry found its column. The books balanced for the first time in 8 years, and I would have given anything to go back to when they didn't. Here is what I did that first night. Nothing. I closed the laptop. I made dinner. Cole came home and told me a long story about a difficult contractor, and I listened, and I watched him the whole time the way you'd watch a stranger who happens to know where everything in your kitchen is kept. I didn't confront him, and I want to be precise about why, because it wasn't fear and it wasn't strategy yet. It was professional instinct. In my work, when you find one bad entry, you never announce it. You keep the books open and you find out how deep it goes, because the first fraud you find is almost never the whole fraud. It took me 3 weeks, my own login credentials to our shared accounts, and one very discreet attorney to find the whole fraud. There was money. Of course there was money. An 8-year-old child does not exist next door to your marriage for free. Cole had a poker night that had run twice a month for years, cash withdrawals, consistent, small enough not to flag. He had a personal account from before our marriage that was supposed to be dormant and wasn't. Venmo payments to Bree with memos like reimbursement and tickets. A pattern of birthday-adjacent transfers every June. My attorney has a term for this: dissipation of marital assets. Money taken out of a marriage and spent in secret on the marriage's betrayal. Courts, it turns out, have opinions about that. Strong ones. Every dollar of it was traceable, and tracing money is not merely something I can do. It is the thing I do best on this earth. $41,000 over 8 years. I built the schedule myself, entry by entry, dated, sourced, cross-referenced. My attorney read it and said it was the cleanest exhibit she'd ever been handed by a client. I told her that was the nicest thing anyone had said to me all month, and I meant it. Now, the part you're waiting for, how they found out that I knew. I thought about it for a long time, longer than the tracing took, because there were 2 guilty people in 2 houses and they talked to each other every day. Tell one and the other gets a rehearsal. Whatever story reached Owen, and Owen deserved the truth more than anyone. He was raising a son he didn't know wasn't his. It would arrive pre-spun, softened, managed. I had watched Bree manage narratives for 15 years. She was good at it. Cole was better. The only way to keep the truth clean was to make sure neither of them got to it first. So I synchronized it. On a Thursday morning in February, at 9 o'clock, 3 things happened inside the same hour. Cole at his office was served with divorce papers. Attached to the petition as an exhibit was the dissipation schedule, $41,000, itemized, and 1 page from the DNA results. He didn't need the whole report. 1 line was enough. Parent-child. At 9:15, across town, Owen received a certified envelope at his office from my attorney containing the DNA summary, a letter explaining exactly what it meant, and the name of a family law attorney of his own, should he want one. I had fought with myself for weeks over whether that was mine to send. My attorney settled it. "He is currently building his whole life on information you know is false," she said. "The question isn't whether telling him is kind. It's whether not telling him is something you can live with." It wasn't. And at 9:30, Bree got a text from me. Just me, no lawyers. It said, "Check on Owen. He just got some mail, so did Cole. I've known since January." 3 sentences. She'd been my best friend for 20 years. She could have the courtesy of my own voice and the full understanding in one glance at her phone that there was no version of events left to manage. No rehearsal. No spin. Both houses, same hour, same facts in writing. My phone started ringing 4 minutes later and did not stop for 2 days. I let every call go. There was nothing to discuss. The numbers were attached. The divorce took 7 months, which my attorney tells me is fast, and I believe her, because there was nothing to argue about. You cannot cross-examine a spreadsheet. Cole's attorney tried exactly once, suggested the dissipation figures were speculative, and withdrew the objection after my attorney invited him to identify a single unsourced entry. The settlement reflected all of it. The $41,000 restored to the marital estate before division, the house, the majority custody of Ellie that I asked for and got. Owen filed within the month. I don't know the details of his case and haven't asked. His ledger is his own. What I know is that he still picks Nate up from school. He told me once, in the parking lot at one of Ellie's games, that 8 years of being that boy's father didn't get erased by a lab, and that he'd decided the only person in this whole mess who never lied to anyone was an 8-year-old. Owen is a better accountant of the heart than I will ever be. Nate still comes to our house. Ellie has a little brother. That entry stands. Some things you don't reverse, you just move them to a different column and keep them. Cole and Bree, as far as I know, are not together. It turns out the thing between them survived 12 years of secrecy and roughly 11 days of daylight. Some arrangements only balance in the dark. This Christmas, there were 3 stockings on the mantle, instead of 2, mine, Ellie's, and 1 for Nate, who came for the afternoon while Owen had dinner with his sister's family. Ellie is still 61% Viking. She brings it up constantly. Nobody in my house spat in a tube this year, once was plenty. But I kept the box, the cheerful green one. It's in my desk drawer at the office, next to the finished dissipation schedule, and every so often a client asks me why, and I tell them the truth. It's there to remind me of the first rule of my profession, which turned out to be the first rule of everything. The books always balance. Always. Every hidden thing is a debit somewhere, waiting for its match. You can defer the reconciliation for years, for 8 years, even with cash withdrawals and careful memos and a friend who cries at your kindness. But somewhere, the other entry is sitting in a column you've never thought to check. Mine came in a green box for $79 and asked for nothing but a little bit of spit. Thanks for listening. If your own books ever stopped balancing and you were the only one who noticed, tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one. And if someone in your life gets strange around the same date every year, I'm not saying audit them. I'm saying I've stopped believing in coincidences that recur annually.